Right. Overrated.
Cool. For the hot takes, do we want to like pull them up on screen, or we should just read them out? Like,
I think
just
we can read them out.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because then we'd have to like go through each one. I mean, we will,
Which
but
we will. We could possibly pull them up if need be, but do we want to just?
no, we could just read them out. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, look, we have 8 people. 8 people have showed up.
Whoa, 8 people are excited for hot takes.
They need to know.
I need to know.
Well, that's really cool that you haven't read them. I was picky.
I know you're
Not picky.
curious. You just can't help it.
I'm Chitanda from what's it called? Chitanda from Kyoka.
Where?
But because she's curious, so that's her whole
Oh,
thing.
that you're Chitanda. See,
I'm Chitanda.
I didn't hear that part. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How's the volume, guys? Can you
Mostly
hear
you.
us okay? I always gotta check.
Me always, but definitely specifically you this time.
Definitely me. It's always me.
Gonna take. Hi, Gustavo. Gonna take this opportunity to say go Phils, unrelated to sports. I mean, unrelated to anime, but always related. Yeah, so go Phils. I don't know if I know Onimaru is not a sports person, but
I watch sports anime. Does that count?
yeah, yes.
Blue Lock is kind of good.
Blue Lock on Lock.
Yeah, it's kind of good.
I think I have not figured out how I feel about Blue Lock.
I haven't watched the 3rd episode yet, so I might eat my words as soon as like I watch the 3rd episode. But I was talking about it with my friend. Actually, I was talking about it with Bryce.
Bryce,
you know Bryce.
Pod.
Yeah, and he was like, "Dude, it's so good. It got me to read the manga." So he literally just jumped into the manga.
Okay, I need the hot takes on it, because not the hot takes. I need to know how it is, just because I think the like Blue Lock situation is interesting, because you have people of like different camps who like some hate it because they're really invested in soccer and they find it to be like a complete soccer, football, whatever, I don't care, because they find it to be like disrespectful to the sport.
Yeah.
Which I kind of get. I'm not really invested in football, but like I guess I can kind of get that. But then I think there's also the camp that's like it's not really supposed to be a celebration of like the traditional sport. It's
Which
more
I
about
get,
that like this really unique specific concept. So I can respect that too.
We might have to just devote a whole like podcast to it at the end of the season. Just bring in the haters, bring in the pro blue lockers.
Yeah. Blue lockers.
Blue lockers.
Jumped into a blue locker.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Like literally trying to remember this password. Hold on one second. Also, how's everybody doing? How was your week?
How's everyone's weekend?
Yeah, weekend, either. What the heck? Oh, here it is. Oh, that was it? Okay. Chat seems good.
So Ank said, y'all sound good. Also sucks you removed the top 25 stipulation. Otherwise, I could have gone off.
Oh, I didn't like remove it. I just opened it up like in case like not a lot of people had beef with the top 25 and there's just like a bunch of like a popular characters that aren't within those top 25 that you just think are just overrated. So I wanted to open it up to that.
Okay. And if you guys want to post like hot takes for characters in the chat at some point, we can bring that up too, because we're gonna have a lot. We can pull on everything. I hope I'm not undermining our concept.
Yeah, like definitely not. Because like the reason like I said that later was because I was just like, you know what, I might have done this wrong. I like the survey because I thought about it. I'm like, well, what if people don't have like that many issues with the top 25 besides the low hanging fruit of like Kirito and like maybe Rem. And so I was like, because the whole concept is really, are there characters that everybody loves that you just find overrated as hell and you have beef with them? That's kind of it. So that's why I opened it up.
We already got the hot lock take discussion.
All right, we're not doing hot lock yet.
Hot lock yet, but I think I can understand every side of the blue lock pentagon. Is that what they have it? They have like the 5. Okay, it's the blue lock pentagon. I can respect all of the blue lock takes, but I'm glad that it drives such discussion and ire from everyone. Because it's really entertaining across the board. So
it's gonna be polarizing, I think.
Yeah. Speaking of polarizing, hot takes on popular characters. Okay, the point of our pod. Yay.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it in a second. I was like trying to pull it up. Like first I was trying to remember the password. Now I found the password. Now I'm in there. So
this will be interesting. I don't know about okay, it's just me. Since you didn't check it out. I don't know about y'all, but I think you guys will end up being surprised by the results somewhat. Maybe not. I don't know.
Really quick, Lelouch is a mid character at best. You have to explain why.
Explain yourself. Do we have that still?
We do. But I'm not using it for this one, considering it's not like a battle royale, I think.
Yes, that's true.
I figured, unless hey, chat wants it, we can use that as the intro this time. Because technically, someone's gonna have to explain themselves today.
We're gonna need a lot of explaining. Also, Onimar, did you think of your hot take from the top 25? Are we doing that?
No, no.
Okay, I don't. I think they will be revealed in time. Okay.
I mean, I feel like I it's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like hypocritical for me to ask for hot takes of the top 25 when I looked at them and I'm like, I don't know if I have an issue with anyone here, besides like, again, like the 2 obvious ones or the 1 obvious one.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an interesting one because that one's kind of like low hanging fruit, as you said. I don't know if there's that much discussion on that person.
Like it might not end up sounding like a hot take. It might be a stale take. So
it might be kind of stale. We'll see.
Okay. All right. So are you guys ready for hot takes? Should we just start?
Load it up.
All right. We're loading it up. I actually do still have it here. Wait, hold on. Oh, I just realized. Wow. Okay. I was totally unprepared. This is the thumbnail from last week. Hold on.
Are we? It kind of. Maybe that's why we were talking about blue lock subconsciously because we saw blue lock back.
Yeah. Well, right now we have a Leaves background. Let me do the appropriate background for this. There you go. Flames.
Should I get the info? What's the one I'm thinking of? Inferno Cop, where he's like, "This is hell."
We could, but I think these flames will suffice. It's not Walter White, but it's there. It's good enough. Okay. Hot takes. Let's go. Okay. All right. Let's do this. And welcome to the podcast. Glad you guys could join us live. We are just Weebs. I'm Onimaru. I'm here with Shocking. And today we have brought back hot takes. And not just any hot takes. This time we are doing a specific version of hot takes where we're challenging, we're tackling popular characters in anime. So to give a little background on this, in case you're not following us on Twitter and you didn't kind of see us like put it out earlier in the week, we like put out a survey to the community, to Twitter followers, kind of asking for any hot takes on the most popular characters, specifically the top 25 on my anime list. We figured that was sort of like a very straightforward way of like seeing like, debating on characters that you would think are overhyped or don't belong on there. And we kind of reached out and got some responses, and we're going to just get into them today.
Yes.
So, yeah. Let's see. Should we just like go in order? From what we got, or?
We could do that. Okay, can we reveal the amount that we receive per character starting from the bottom? Because I think that is kind of interesting in and of itself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we should do that. Do you think we need to like I don't think we need to read out what the top 25 is, right? Like it's just sort of like
maybe we should keep that on in the background. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, maybe you're right.
Maybe we can keep that because not everyone looked at the top 25 characters or they might not be up to date because it is an ever changing list.
It's
So
true.
I will read it out since we will have some people listening at home instead of watching, but you can do either or. So I'm going to start from 25 and I'm going to read out how many favorites they have. And then
Okay.
Onimaru, I think we'll try and pull it up, but if not, no worries.
Yeah, let
So-
me try to do that.
Starting with 25, and this has been interesting to see change over the years because I remember when it was very different, even just 5 years ago. But let's just hop into it. So, starting with 25, we have the Black Swordsman himself, Kirito from Sword Art Online, you know, little show that you might have heard of from time to time. So, he has 39,218 favorites. Okay. Moving on, 24, we have Hitagi Sanjo Kuhara from the Monogatari series. Classic, you know, we all know about her. She has 39,379 favorites. Going to 23, Spike Spiegel, Cowboy Bebop, iconic classic figure, 34,717. 22, we got Rem. Who is Rem? ReZero, we all know. 44,124. 21 is Kakashi from Naruto. Whenever I get to Naruto, he will probably be my favorite. I don't know. Just making a prediction. He has 44,942 favorites. Going up to 20, Saitama, One Punch Man, 45,455. Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. Kind of a surprising pick because many people have been in here longer, but he is very recent but he's, you know, hot character of the past couple of years. Anime has blown up a lot more in the past couple of years, so I understand, but still a bit surprising to see he's gone up so high so fast. He is at 46,247. Then we got Ken Kanake.
Ken Kaneki.
Ken Kaneki. I've obviously not read Tokyo Ghoul, so
I thought you did.
No, I'll do that eventually, but you know, I kind of missed the boat.
No rush.
Yeah, I've seen the opening, so I think I'm covered.
I think everybody, yeah.
And so Tokyo Ghoul, he is 48,225. We have 8-Man Batman, whatever nickname you got for him at 17. It's Hachiman Hikigaya. I think I'm saying that wrong, but I don't care.
You said it right.
That's never happened before. He's from Origairu, 49,915. 16, we got Mikasa Ackerman, Attack on Titan, no introduction needed, of 52,348. 15, we got Itachi, another icon from Naruto, 61,085. 14, Eren Yeager, Attack on Titan, 62,113. Now we got the good characters, aka my waifu, Akise Kurisu, at 13. I'm gonna spoil it. Highest rated female.
It doesn't get higher than her, unfortunately.
Favorite female, my highest rated female.
But that also says that she's peak.
She is peak. I got the stats. She is 62,138. We got at 12 Intoki from Gintama, 69,986.
Yeah.
At 11, we have the OG Black Swordsman Guts from Berserk, 70,117. Now, top 10, Naruto, no introduction needed, 79,080. Number 9, we got Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist, 84,076. Number 8, my MC, my GOAT, Okabe Rintaro, Steins Gate, 89,933. Then at 7, this is kind of perfect because so 7 is my favorite number. Killua is my favorite character of all time. So it's all coming together. So Killua is Zoldyck from Hunter x Hunter, 7, 89,970. Light Yagami, Death Note, no introduction needed, 90,873. Zoro from One Piece, 70. No, I'm getting tired of numbers. 97,567. L from Death Note, 121,047. He's at 4th. That's where we get like a huge jump.
Yeah.
From Zoro to L, we got like 30,000.
Yeah,
almost.
like
a bit under
25.
30,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for actually doing the math.
No, I was just like, okay.
It's like, wow. And
then Luffy is 122,588. So it's like very close to L.
Yeah.
Is it Levi or Levy?
I think it's Levi.
Okay, we're gonna go with Levi. He has a pretty much a 10,000 favorite difference of 132,462. And then you can read the top one, Shaw.
Number one, not a surprise, but maybe it is to newer anime fans. That is Lelouch Lempuge from Code Geass, 59,029.
Yeah, that's like another huge jump.
Huge jump. So this counts for everyone who's not familiar with Mal favorites. These are the amount of people who have a My Anime List account that have these characters in their favorites.
Yeah. Kind of crazy how none of the other Hunter x Hunter characters are like nowhere near in the top 25.
To be fair, I think Hisoka is really close.
Oh wait, okay, hold on.
Hisoka is
he's right there. He's 32.
He's like 32. Okay. Yeah, so
okay, but we're not focusing on that. We are focusing on the top 25.
Yeah. But I mean, I remember when I was first started, I think it's like 2015. So that's when I started watching Hunter x Hunter. And I remember I was like, oh yeah, like Killua is my favorite, whatever. I think Killua at that point was he was like the 25th most favorite. So it's interesting for me to track personally how much Hunter x Hunter has grown even from 2015 to now, because it's just jumped up in popularity so much that he's up there with more favorites than like Naruto. And I know that like Naruto is like, some people don't like Naruto, but like, Naruto is an icon. A lot of people like him a lot. So it's just wild to see him jump up that much for me. Yeah,
because he's just so known. Like the only character that, dwarfs him in kind of recognizability at this point is Luffy. So
yeah.
It's the work of all the One Piece merchants. So
yeah. So it's really interesting. So I guess before jumping into it, we could do a cute little, what do you think? We could do a cute little aside of like, what do you think makes a character become such a mass favorite amongst people? And I mean, like, what does it take for a character to be so popular that they are getting, tens of thousands of people to say like, you know what, they're on my list?
Yeah, that's like tough. Like usually I think it's different because it's one thing if like it's understandable if they're like the protagonist of like a really popular show, but then when you have like a supporting character that's like high up here, it's like kind of sort of different because like obviously like Code Geass, super popular, and at least at the time, and I guess still is now, and Lelouch kind of like the center focus, so it kind of makes sense that he would be the most popular character from that show, and obviously up here at number one. But like Zoro, I guess I'm going too specific, but Zoro from One Piece, he's not technically the main character, but he's had like so many badass moments. So I guess it boils down to like very memorable moments in the show. Like it's like it needs to be like a really good show, and they have like either the most memorable moments or they are the most iconic, or a mixture of both, the recognizability with those moments. That's my take, at least, on it.
I think that makes a lot of sense, and I think our very informative chat has also kind of echoed those sentiments. Wolf Z has their input saying the biggest three requirements, in my opinion, is probably memorability, entertaining, and writing. And I think that's a good trifecta to go by, because you could have characters that have maybe like two of the three, but also they excel so much in two of the three that pushes them over the top. So Todd also said this is pretty valid. It's because people find them hot. There are a lot of kid characters on here, so I don't want to put too much stake into that, but I'm gonna go for they have a like visual or emotional appeal, as in like maybe people find them cute, maybe people find them attractive. I'm gonna do that for the kid characters here. So
yeah, we got, well, Gojo falls into that. I guess you could argue Mikasa falls into that too. Kreesu's just like a really good character, so it's
But I
not
think a lot of
purely
people
that.
find some people would probably argue that she has waifu appeal.
No, she does.
Yeah,
But like for her to be this high, I think
yeah.
it's also because
It's
it's
got to
like the
be a bit
mixture
more.
of both.
Yeah. Um. Someone said Zoro has badassery, but when it comes to character, he really lacks. I feel like I've heard that Zoro is both like the best written and worst written character, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, I'm like not caught up, so I guess I can't chime in on that. But for what I did read of One Piece, he had really badass moments. So
That's all that counts.
yeah, that's all that matters.
Someone said, "Is it just me, or is it weird there's no DBZ character?" I think I'm checking right now. By I think, I mean I'm checking. I thought like Vegeta was like kind of close. Did I make that up?
Let me just look it up. Whoops. Oh, that's not coming up.
Yo, that dude from the I thought there was
Not coming up.
Okay. If you guys want to see some real shit, you go to the next 25.
All right.
There's some interesting stuff.
Oh. Yeah, I keep hearing about this guy. This guy from Classroom of the Elite.
Oh yeah, he looks like a knockoff Hachiman. Vegeta is 91, so I think that's the highest DBZ.
Oh, that's why he wasn't showing up on this page. Got it.
Or is Goku higher? I guess the answer is they could they beat Goku, and the answer is they can. Whoops.
Goku's 54.
Oh, so Goku is higher. I just thought everyone liked Vegeta more. So
I think most people do like Vegeta, but I feel like no one really doesn't like not like Goku. So yeah.
Someone said that Angst was like, why are they to the original question, what makes them up here? Because they are just like me for real. And that is the answer for like half of these characters.
Hey man, just like me characters are very important. Or literally me characters.
Yeah. He said knockoff Saber is also higher than Saber. Are you referring to Mikasa, or is there another knockoff Saber? I'm not.
Violet Evergarden?
Oh, Violet Evergarden. Because there's a lot of knockoff Sabers.
Because Saber's here, and then Violet Evergarden's here. So Saber's at 38, Violet Evergarden's at 33.
Who do you got, Saber or Violet?
I think I'm gonna go Violet.
I'm gonna go Saber.
Damn.
I think I'm gonna go
This is how
Saber.
the Just Weebs fall apart.
Yeah, chat, determine the winner. I feel like Violet. If I was gonna word it in like a mean clickbaity way, I would be like, Violet has gaslit everyone into thinking they're good with tears or something. But no, Violet is good. I just don't think they're that good.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just don't think Saber's that good.
I think Saber is so both of them. My main beef is they don't have interesting personalities.
Yeah,
but I think Saber's reason behind why she doesn't have a more like outgoing personality is better than Violet's.
So I guess like for you that makes up for Saber being the way she is. For me, what I'm giving Violet more points for is that I was more invested on, even though she didn't have like a ton of like development, like, outwardly, I was more invested in that from her than I was for Saber. So
that makes sense. Saber also has not gotten like, I feel like we haven't seen her at her best because she gets the like weird anime adaptation where it's like everyone else but her, and then she gets 0. Thank you, camera. I got shut down because I was.
She definitely. You started being spicy, and now they don't.
I got cut off.
They don't like.
I also spilled tea on myself, so I quite literally spilled the tea on that one. But
okay, well,
yeah.
That's
so it seems like pretty 50-50. I think you could go either way. I'm gonna rep Saber. But
was that you're kind of like trying to be spicy to transition to like the hot takes now?
Yeah, I was gonna try and transition, but I was being such a mess over here with like. So this isn't my gamer chair. Like I got this for my husband for his birthday, and I'm borrowing it, but I don't want to spill tea on it because he's had it for like 2 weeks. But if it was my chair, I would not mind spilling tea on it because I am a mess.
Yeah.
But I don't think I spilled tea on it, so I'm in a good spot.
And that's what matters.
Figurative tea instead of
you used your body as a shield.
I do. I'm the shield hero. Me and food, getting on the couch and stuff.
Okay, so for the actual hot takes, and we will also take the liberty of roasting hot takes that are very stale or aren't really hot takes.
Like if people are like hot take, I think this character is bad or something.
Yeah. And we'll have chat. You can also chime in if you think, it's good or it's spicy or it's hot,
Yeah.
you let us know. Or if you even have a counter take or even better take.
I have a question that chat can answer over time. Is the classroom of the elite main character actually good, or is he only good in the light novel, or is he not that good and people just like him because they are also in high school?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm curious to hear that.
Because like I'm gonna be real, as a wee boomer, I've been out of high school too long to see something like classroom in the title and then be like, yes, I will check this out. Like as soon as I saw classroom, I'm like, we're done.
Yeah, there's so many like analysis, like serious analysis on him and his psychology that I'm just like, is he really that good of a character?
I saw this TikTok because my favorite genre of anime TikTok is not where people are sharing their opinion because it generally is bad. It's the TikTok where they have the like two compares, like they power scale the two characters, but they did one for like the classroom of the elite main character as a kid and then Johan as a kid, which makes no sense because Johan is not a kid for the majority of the series. So they were obviously trying to give this guy a higher chance of winning. And they just they're like comparing them on like these like psychological battles.
I just picture someone being like, yo, what if the guy was a kid and then we had Johan nerfed as a kid and they were against each other? Who would win?
That's so funny. So the chat is saying no. I think just Weebs core fans have confirmed that he is not it. He's not but he's probably better in the LN, probably.
Okay, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, angst. It's like I don't know how to say his name versus like Beethoven.
That sounds like an epic rap battles of history.
I'd be down.
Ayakunoji versus Beethoven. All right.
Yep. Oh, so
let's begin.
Yeah, let's go. Because I like the part of our prompts. All the props to Onimara for making it. I like all of the prompts where we ask who should be here. I think that'll be interesting to see too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go, and whoever wants to read it first, you or me. But I think we should go in order. I guess let's just go like
reward promptness
on the individual. You're on the individual tab.
Yeah.
Like where just see each one. That way it gives you like all the answers in order. So the first one, so the question was that we asked on the survey was, if at least one character on the list needed to be completely yeeted out of existence, who would you pick? And this first one here picked Eren. And now we asked them to explain their reasoning. If not, we would discard it. But for this purpose, we're just going to read it anyway. Their reasoning is they're the most annoying main character they've seen in anime.
So that's an interesting one because I think at this point, you have people who don't like what happened with Eren's character by the end of the manga. And then you also have people who love Eren's character no matter what. So I feel like this is almost like an old school take based on someone who hasn't finished Attack on Titan. Not because I'm saying everyone who's finished Attack on Titan or is up to date loves Eren, but I think they'd have different complaints. So I think this is like a nice blast from the past.
Yeah.
But also, should we scroll up just because?
That's.
I was like, I don't know if this will confuse anyone, but it is nice.
No one will notice.
They don't know.
Yeah, Eren here. Oh, and then our follow-up question. So, yeah, I don't know. They didn't give a lot of reasons for it. They couldn't say like which parts about them annoyed them, but I guess that's okay. Chat does say it is a hot take, so.
Someone said hot take, but Eren is not even top 5 in his series. I've seen that take before, and people get really mad at that, but I think it's actually a reasonable take to say Eren is not top 5 in his series.
Oh, actually, no. Chat didn't say that was a hot take. I misread, but yeah. Is it a hot take that Eren's not top 5?
That is a hot take, but I don't think it should be a hot take because I think there are a lot of good characters in Attack on Titan that you could reasonably put in your top 5.
Is it because Eren's not in your top 5?
He's in my top 5, but if he was, but I think that there are characters where like, when people were like, oh, like not even top 5, and they mean that is kind of just slander towards the character. I think you could say it in a way that's like they're not top 5 because I like other characters more.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just but I don't know.
Yeah, it's really how you execute the reasoning for it that makes it the hot take, I guess.
The level of spice.
And then we asked if there's anyone who they feel should be on the list in the top 25, deserves to be on there, and the same person says Kumiko from Sound Euphonium, and because of their inspiring growth, they're relatable for an MC, and and from Kyoani.
I agree. I think Kumiko is one of the better MCs but that I've seen in general. I love her. I think she's a great character, and I agree.
I disagree.
Ooh.
I think she does. I don't know. Actually, let me look up what place she actually has in the top whatever list.
I'm at like
top 100.
200, and I haven't found her, so it's not looking good.
I feel like I agree with her, like being a good different MC. So I think she deserves a place somewhere within the top 100 at least. But I don't agree with top 25.
Well, if we look, that begs the question: are we putting her she wouldn't be top 25 for you, or do you look at the characters in the top 25 and you don't think she's better than anyone there? Because I would put her over at least half of the characters here from the shows I've seen.
Let me see.
We got Kirito on the list. She's definitely better than
Kirito. Yeah. No, when you put it that way, I was just thinking overall because I wouldn't have Kirito there either. But I definitely put her above Kirito. I'd even put her above Saitama.
I would put her above Saitama. Well, it's interesting because it's our top 25 would look different from this top 25, but then there's also the characters that are here that might not be your favorite, but you can understand why they're here and kind of appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I think she is definitely top 25 worthy, and I think she is better than at least half of the characters here.
I guess if we put it that way, and I was a little more reasonable about it, like seeing it in the the lens you just said of all of not just my personal top 25, but just a representative of top characters, and she was there, I wouldn't have a gripe with it. It's she's a good character, so.
Yeah, it's a tough call though, but we can phrase it in we can see how we feel about it in different ways. Where it's top 25 of all time, I don't know, but definitely more reasonable than some of the people here.
Definitely more reasonable than Kirito. Next one we got. They said, "Do you want to read this one, Sean?"
No, you do this one. I read all. Okay, this is the beginning. Okay,
yeah, this is the beginning.
This is the beginning. So the next one we got was Rem, and their reasoning was, "Who's Rem?" And then, is there someone you think should be on the list or be much higher comparatively? And they said Amelia, and then they said why it's I love Amelia. So. Thank you. So yeah.
So they're just an Amelia simp. That's it.
That's just where they're at.
I respect it, but it's not enough of a hot take.
Not too much, but
I guess it was a joke on because in season 2, people forget Rem. So
yeah. This is an iconic. It's an iconic meme that has lasted through the ages, but. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your point of view, this will not be the last time Rem is mentioned in our responses. So
yeah, that's why I opened it up, because I'm it's just gonna be attack on Rem.
It's Subaru sending his own submission. You love to see it.
Yeah, who's Rem? That's pretty funny actually. I didn't catch that actually the first time. Now that I'm reading, I'm oh, actually that makes sense.
Yeah. I guess the next one is just Naruto. And they said their reasoning is no rational region. Naruto just reminds me of my horrible, horrible middle school cringe. I feel you. The scars remind us that the past is real. And then someone that they think should be higher is Shiro from Fate Stay Night. And their reasoning is he's a very good boy who has more layers to his character than most people give him credit for, and perhaps the most powerful rejection scene in anime. Is that in Heaven's Feel? When does that happen? I can't really say if it's in the third Heaven's Feel movie, maybe, but that's only because I haven't seen it. If it's not in there, then I'm gonna disagree because I don't remember.
Or was it in Unlimited Blade Works?
But I don't think he rejects anyone in Unlimited Blade Works, right?
Well, doesn't
Or
he
no,
reject
he
Sakura at
rejects,
some point?
or no, he rejects Archer. Is that what we're talking about?
Oh, I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
say no to the most
Chad, help
powerful
us out.
rejection scene,
Help us
just
out. What?
because I don't remember it, and I don't see it discussed enough to be considered the most memorable. But you can definitely jog my memory because I could be wrong.
I think I think we've talked about it before, but I've always had have never really been able to like relate to Shiro or get him like too much as a character, so I wouldn't really agree with
I
that.
think I think he's one of those characters that I think when I hear other people describe him, he sounds very interesting. And I have a feeling that he's one of those characters that doesn't translate well from the visual novel to the anime.
Yeah.
So I think if I read the visual novel, I would appreciate him more, but I don't think they do a good job. I don't think they do the best job of translating him to anime. So I think that's where a lot of the appeal is lost.
Yeah. And if you want us to play the visual novel, we will play the visual novel for a very low price of, no, I'm just kidding.
That would be, if they want us to, that would be funny. I can't, hour 80 of Shiro fixing the washing machine. And we're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was the Archer
C52G says, oh, sorry. They said, I've seen both Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel, sorry, and have no idea what they mean. I'll be honest. So
yeah. And it might just be an Archer scene.
Yeah, that's what Tom said here. Okay.
I think if I'm going to say agree to disagree at this point.
Okay. Next hot take. Hot take?
I'm glad we've gotten different characters for this one. Okay. This one we got Hachiman. The premiere, he just like me IRL character.
Yeah.
And their reasoning is Hachiman is a decent character and all, but they only like him for his incel tendencies, which is fucking hilarious because he's essentially kind of like, I think the point of the show is supposed to be like he's an incel, but that's why it's bad. But then people just gas him up because he's an incel and says the like I hate nice girls speech. So it's kind of going against the message of the series that people are like interpreting differently. But yeah. I definitely see that.
Yeah, I feel like also I did hear in the light novel, because you can actually like get into his head and actually hear his inner monologue. They actually play up the incel thing even more.
I could see that for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess people, I don't know. I guess that does make sense. People like him because of that.
That's what a lot of the like he just like me IRL characters kind of come down to, which is also why I'm not like that much of a fan, because it's like fundamentally not something I would click with, and also I feel too old.
Yeah, and I honestly I never went back to Origairu season 1 and 2, so all I had was season 3 to remember, and we all know how that went. So yeah.
Zom said Origairu is like one of those LN have your cake and eat it too series, and I agree. That's one of the Origairu was one of the experiences that led into my have it cake and eat it too theories on anime light novels.
We should have an episode on that. Have your cake and eat it too anime, and we should have cake while we're talking. We should have
cake. That'd be great. Yeah. K-On reference. Someone said the only good thing about Hachiman was the genuine speech. I do like that, even though I meme it a lot.
Which one was the genuine speech?
It's when he's like gets like it's in season 2, essentially like the end of season 2, where he's like, I just want something genuine.
Ah, yes, yeah, I remember that.
That's a good
scene.
Where
he like tears up a bit.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
They're saying Hachiman is the Patrick Bateman type beat of anime.
That's pretty funny. I actually just saw American Psycho somewhat recently.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was pretty funny. I got the vision. I think it's really funny, but it's also one of those movies that I've pretty much seen half of it through memes. So
yeah, I actually saw it for the first time like end of last year. So like fairly recently too, and it was like, oh, now I get all the memes. Okay.
I was watching to get the memes, and it did not disappoint.
I enjoyed it. It was good.
I agree.
It was like strong 7, light 8, something like that.
I think I gave it an 8 too. There we go.
Yeah. It was like it was good. On to the next one. Oh wait, no. Actually, they had I don't know who this is. This character.
Said I just googled them, Tatsuya Usuyugi, and they're from Touch. That like baseball manga?
Adachi manga? Okay. That's is that the Japanese name and the English name is Touch?
I think so, yeah. Look that up. And the reasoning is the goat no cap for real. So compelling.
Touch manga, okay. By the I think the author, illustrated by Mitsuru Adachi. I am butchering names. Cool. Okay. Yeah. I don't know enough about the character to really weigh in on this, but
Yeah. The next one is we got the first Kirito entry. I think unsurprising to most people is that Kirito received the most amount of picks, because I think most people don't think Kirito should be as high up, which I agree with. I think most people agree with. But
yeah.
this reason is carry stew and has as much depth as a slice of overly salted ham. I feel like the biggest. So I actually feel more positively towards Kirito than
You're
most
just like,
people.
hold up, respect Kirito.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because my beef with Kirito is I think that people kind of latch on to like one line of complaints that someone said kind of like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 3 or 4 years ago. They're like, okay, yeah, this is the sole reason he's bad. And ironically, everyone kind of parrots that while complaining about Kirito being like really superficial and surface level.
Yeah.
And
They
I do
haven't really. They've like bandwagoned off of it instead of actually.
yeah. Yeah,
you know.
I think people kind of bandwagon on the Kirito hate, and I honestly think he does have more depth to him than people give him credit for. But that being said, is I don't think he's like a super well written, super compelling character, and
Yeah.
that's just because I've seen all the Sword Art Online entries that have Kirito, and he's not the best, but I've seen a lot worse than Kirito. And he
Yeah.
does have like things where he like genuinely struggles with them. He has interpersonal issues. He has traumatic responses to things. So like he's not a perfect character. He's not a perfect person even in the Sword Art Online universe. And I think if it was like any other character, people would be a bit more charitable to them. But because
Yeah.
of the SAO bandwagon hate, people just kind of turn their brains off when they come to him and are like, oh yeah, Gary Stu, perfect character, literally does nothing wrong. And I don't think that's reflected in the show.
Yeah, like he could essentially is that at times, but there's still, it's not all like black and white with him. There's certain like different nuances here and there. But I do find it funny though that the two black swordsmen are in the top 25. So it makes me think, like, did they just vote him up to just get him up here?
Get the two black swordsmen. That's all we need. There was a time when Hachiman almost overtook Guts on the list, and I think that's when we just called it. That's when we were like, no.
Okay, we can't do that. Can't have that. But now onto this overly salted ham part, like that. I
feel like I like salted ham.
Salted ham's good, but I guess the focus is overly salted.
I like
define
a lot of salt.
overly salted.
Yeah, does make me hungry.
And then they said Sasuke should be on the list.
I think they misread this though, because I think they also were saying why Sasuke was overrated instead of why Sasuke should be higher, because then they just go on to complain about Sasuke.
Well, that's actually valid, like, for when I opened it up later to any popular character. So that actually works out that they misread it. So, so they said Sasuke is a ripoff of Kurapika, almost beat for beat, and does everything that Kurapika did except in a poorer and more contrived fashion. Half of his power-ups don't feel earned, and his character arc is rather aimless after his vengeance was fulfilled.
What if that's the reason why they should be top 25? They're like, and that's why I love him. Put him
And
up.
that's why and that's why he's my GOAT. I don't know. I don't know if that's a hot take.
Yeah, I don't really care about that because I've heard it a lot, but it's also like he's not in our top 25. So it's like, maybe the people have complaints for him as well, which is why he's lower.
Well, again, it's still valid because later I did open it up outside of the top 25. So if there is a really popular character that you just hear about all the time and you're just like tired of it and you're like, okay, they're not for this reason. So, shout out to prosciutto, basically overly salted ham, and that's based. Thank you, Angst.
Gabagool.
Okay, next one is this person picked actually like 4 characters.
Multiple ones?
Yes. Next one is 4 characters. They picked Lelouch, Levi, Eren, and Itachi Uchiha.
So
yeah.
Simply because they are not as deep as people think or great or interesting. No offense to them. I just don't think there's much to dig into on that. So I think we should just move on to the character they think is good that should be higher because that's a bit
Yeah.
more interesting. So they said Gintoki should be higher because he is both an amazing badass with a heart of gold and a moron, which makes him so humanly relatable. And I agree. But Gintoki's really high up as it is. I don't think, I don't think his placement is really like criminal. I mean, like he's like 12th over out of all the characters here. He has 69,000 favorites. Funny number for Gintama, but like, he's in a good placement. I don't think he needs to be higher.
So you don't think he should be higher?
I think it's a perfect placement. I don't think he needs to be higher. Like he could be higher and I'd be like, great, but I don't think it's criminal that he's 12th, you know?
Like 12 is a pretty good number for all of anime. So
yeah, I think anywhere above 20 is great for him.
All right. So far these hot takes are shaping out to be pretty cold. So this next one is another Rem one.
Now we got some reasoning. No offense to the other person because they memed, but this is the reasoning. Rem because she's the most anime looking character on the list, therefore she's basic and has to go. But if I'm being truthful, her and Kiritosha can share a kayak off this list to make room for 26 and 27, who are likely better and just weren't in for a seasonal that had a massively popular first season. I feel like I made a run-on sentence somewhere, but I'm too lazy to proof me myself. Got you, fam. I feel you. So who's 26 and 27 again?
26 and 27.
Megumi and Yato.
Yeah.
Ironically, two other characters who benefited from having an insanely popular first season. So it's not exactly.
But I guess they like them better, so they're the exception. So, but I do kind of like Megumin better. So yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a Megumin fan, so
but then again, I am basing it mostly like it's not like any depth from Megumin. It's just I like Megumin's design, so it does fall into that cute, hot thing we said earlier.
I feel like I could understand Rem being higher than Megumin.
Yeah, I could understand that. Definitely
so
not.
Have I turned into a Rem defender in the face of other seasonal
I think
girls?
so. I mean, I think you want to afford every character the right amount of respect that's owed to them. Yeah. So
I do respect Rem more than Megumin, only because I don't find Megumin that funny.
Yeah, she's she has explosions. That's about it. And although I did hear her solo movie was really good, so
I could see that. And then their other character is Spike. Spike should be higher, and they said Spike below Rem is obviously crime against humanity. Agreed. And beyond that, he's better than like 15 people higher than him. Agreed. So to this placement. So I'm asking fans to respect Spike and Bebop. Bebop 2 should be higher on Mao. And what makes him so deserving. And then they just quoted Spike. I don't know if I want to quote that. That's kind of a spoiler.
You don't have to. No, they just they basically made a dramatic quote from the anime. So
yeah, I agree though. I mean, obviously I think Spike should be higher than half of the list. In terms of people I've seen on this list, he's definitely better than half of the people there. That's no doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I'm glad he is here. Nevertheless.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's in the top 25. It is. I guess like Spike hasn't stayed as much because a lot of these characters that are in the 25 have sort of not. I mean, Cowboy Bebop is still in the public consciousness, but not as much as some of these other shows that are kind of up here. But I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, I think Bebop will just forever be like a timeless classic that people will go to no matter what. So it exists independent of Mal rankings.
Yeah. Let me see if I can like go ahead a little bit because we actually surprisingly still have a lot of takes to go.
Yeah.
So let me see if there's anything like.
Oh, the next two are interesting. This one's kind of funny. Someone said Gintoki, but I think they're joking because they said Gintoki exploits children and doesn't pay rent, but that's why he's the GOAT. And they said that Kintoki deserves to take Gintoki's spot. And they said Kintoki isn't a bum and he pays his child workers. He pays rent on time and has golden hair. What more could you want? So this is just a Gintama arc. This is really funny, actually. This is a good Gintama reference. So
yeah, it's just lost on me.
Okay, so essentially, long story short, Gin means silver. So like Gintama means like silver soul, and Kin means gold. So Gintoki, silver. Then one arc has Kintoki, this guy who's just got golden hair, who's like a golden version of him replaces him. And so the whole joke is that he's like a bum loser who gets replaced by a better version of himself, and he has to like take his spot back as the main character in the show.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the really funny part is that Sugita, who is the voice actor for Gintoki, his best friend played Kintoki, who we all know is Yuichi Nakamura, you know, who plays Gojo, Hawks, you know, he's, you know, been in so much. He's my favorite voice actor. So he plays his like Kintoki version, and it's just really funny on like a meta and like story level. It's so funny.
Okay. So this is kind of like more
That's
of a meme hot take.
That was yeah, it's just a joke.
Yeah, it's just a joke. And then
we can skip the next one.
Yeah, let's see.
This this next one is funny. Can I read this?
I don't know if we're reading the same one, but I just laughed at
I'm on 11. I'm on 11. Okay, so the next one they picked.
Yeah, I'm on 11 too, and I read who he picked, and I laughed at that.
Okay, so the next person picked Hachiman and Rem, and their reasoning was Hachiman has inspired legions of edgy teenagers who contain less than 0.1% of the intelligence they think they carry, despite having no interesting or likable character traits, nor any worthwhile accomplishments whatsoever. This man has done irreparable damage to society, and he gets the lamest girl in the end. Fucking idiot. Also, Rem sucks. LMAO. And then, is there anyone you think deserves to be higher? The guy from Classroom of the Elite, his name is Ayanuchi or something. And the reason is the guy from Classroom of the Elite is just Hachiman 2.0, except Classroom of the Elite is newer, so it went viral on TikTok, which makes it somehow worse. God has abandoned us.
Oh my God. I just laughed because he called him Ayano Kuchi.
It's so funny. I think that was Tom. I feel like that was a Tom post.
You need to confirm for us in the chat.
I think that because that's got the hate in the soul, and I respect it. That's
it just
great.
like resonates.
I feel like it also might be Maz. That might be a Maz take. I love it.
Actually, you're probably right.
Drax has a hot take on Spike. Spike is okay. The only thing people never mention about how he's constantly being rewritten to fit the situation.
That's actually a pretty good one.
That's a hot take, but I do not agree with that.
It's good. I like it. I like how it's worded.
Yeah. I don't think it's accurate, but I respect the hotness. So far, the hottest take we've heard.
That's it. He might win the episode. Okay. Next one is, let me just see here. I don't know about this one.
The Mikasa one?
Yeah. I guess
Mikasa,
like
they just essentially said that everyone else is likable and she has no likable characteristics and she's bad. I don't know if liking Mikasa is one of those things where it's both a hot take and a normal take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's kind of I don't know. I think it's more of it's weird because I feel, like what you said is right. It's not a hot take to not like Mikasa at this point, and liking her is kind of like a given too. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that any take involving Mikasa is either popular nor a hot take at this point.
Yeah.
I think it's just like everyone has an opinion. She's really polarizing in a weird way for a character that people find boring sometimes.
That's why it's surprising she's so high up.
Yeah.
Like she's 16.
It's very interesting.
Okay. Next one. This one goes into, it doesn't give much of an explanation. He picked a lot of characters.
They pretty much just said Levi, Eren, Mikasa, Hachiman, Ken, Kanake, Gojo, and Kirito are gassed up to high heavens while being some of the most shallow, overrated characters. And then they said that the people who should be higher are Griffith, Miriam, and Spike because they're goats, and I agree with that.
Yeah, I feel like Griffith, Miriam, and Spike are like, those three are like, well, definitely Griffith and Miriam. We already talked about Spike, but like they're more, I don't know, maybe they're more developed, but I don't know about like, because Ken Kaneki was pretty developed, so that's like the one I'm not sure I'd agree with on, but
yeah, because I feel like most people who read Tokyo Ghoul really like him, even if they don't like Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, and I guess I guess Aaron had a whole freaking fleshed out arc
Yeah.
too. So
Wolfie had a good point. Mikasa is one of the most overhated Attack on Titan characters, and a good portion of the hate comes from not understanding her character or empathizing with her situation. And I agree with that. I think a lot of people, in a similar vein to who I was talking about, kind of like Kirito in a way, like I think people do kind of bandwagon onto kind of the hate reasons, and they don't actually kind of like take a step back and like analyze the actual character.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a good
It's
point.
like
Kirito,
it's just they're hating her to hate her. But I do think at some points, like she's also not like super interesting either.
yeah, like my biggest complaint with her would be not finding her interesting for the majority of the series. That's me personally. I think I do get the point of her character by the end, and I respect that. But some people just hate her for reasons that they would not hate other Attack on Titan characters, even if they're guilty of the same things, you know?
Yeah, she doesn't deserve the hate. It doesn't warrant for like what she's done, you know. So
And then someone said Kirito or C52G.
oh, and I think Shaw cut out. Okay, well, let's see here. Let's just wait for Shaw to return. And she's back.
Read Kirito and Rem might be the most hated on here, but Hachiman definitely got the strongest hate, and that is very true. That hate came from the heart.
Yeah. From the soul.
I'm ready to serve some hot takes right out the oven. What are we talking about? So I guess popular characters. So if you see anyone from the top 25 you don't like or don't think should be as high up, just let us know.
Yeah, give us your hottest take that, you know, about why they shouldn't be up here.
Okay. I guess moving on. The next one has Light, and because they think Light is what an incel loser thinks. What an incel thinks a loser is.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. Huh.
So I guess an incel loser.
Is what an incel thinks a loser is. So an incel's perception of a loser?
Are they saying? I feel like they're trying to call Light an incel, but they're not doing it.
Think so. I think so.
Okay, that was a bit confusing, but essentially they don't like Light. What do you think of Light?
I don't know. My take on like Light and Death Note's like pretty basic. It's just sort of like you know, I thought he was like a good, like interesting character for most of Death Note. The only part of Death Note I didn't like is like the last half, you know, like after like the last act of Death Note. But for the most part, I thought he was interesting character with the God complex. So
yeah, I think I think there are some surface level elements to his character that I don't find as interesting as others, but I do think he's interesting when you kind of look at him. Like when you look at him both for what he does in his series and then kind of from like a meta perspective for like other series similar, it's very interesting that we can use him as the example of like villain as the protagonist, you know?
Yeah, like that's what I think made him interesting to follow as like a character and as the protagonist. So, but besides that, like there wasn't much to him besides him just sort of being like a sociopath, like and having this God complex.
Yeah, I agree. And then the character they thought should be higher is Mikado from Durarara, the main character. And they said he's a really good point of view character and he's got that just like me vibes. That is kind of concerning given what happens later on in the show, but I also do get it.
He's not just like me, so I'll disagree.
Nah, yeah, that ain't me.
Yeah, we need to rep more that ain't me characters. And then
this is really funny. Okay, so should we fight back with another Rem? This one's just funny. I think we should stick with the ones that have it. I think we should only read entries for characters that are like long reasons if we haven't already mentioned them.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
So this next one is another Rem entry, and they said Rem's popularity single-handedly proves that the anime community standards for female characters are abysmal. Any character with an attractive and notable design that throws herself at the protagonist like a doormat can make top 25 on Now at this point, as long as the show is popular enough. As someone with 6 Rem figures, Onimaru, how do you feel about that statement?
Most of those were actually gifted to me, so you can't turn this around on me. Sorry.
I just feel bad if we're going through all of these and you're like, I have 6 Rem figures. I'm not responsible for any of them, but here they are.
I'm actually over Rem, like seriously.
Do you think it was Maz's comment?
No, so like I did rewatch ReZero. I mean, like that was a good comment. I did like Rem a lot in season 1, and I did think episode 18 was like a really well done episode, and it worked all like in the context and everything. But then like in season 2, when like I'm trying not to spoil here, but like she wasn't there for most of the season, and her sister Ram took the spotlight. I'm like, oh, you know what? This is kind of nice. So, kind of detached me a little from Rem. I don't hate her. I just, I'm also kind of like, I guess tired of everyone like praising her to the high heavens. So
you've jumped on the hate bandwagon started by
I don't hate her. I don't hate her.
Yeah.
But I get it more. So
yeah, I think it's interesting. I wonder when I will go on when I'll have to defend Ram and then when I'll criticize her. I can at the very least see why she is so high up there, even though everyone knows I disagree with that. But, it is interesting. Rem is one of those characters that so many people hate more than me. Like, I don't hate Rem. I just don't think she's as good. But, like, she, like, lights a fire of vitriol in people. And it's kind of funny and, like, to see it firsthand. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get it. Like, again, like while you're watching season 1, it makes sense. But then afterward, it's like, oh, okay. When you think back on it, it's like, she didn't have much of a personality except, the sad backstory and being there for Subaru when, he needed her. So,
C52G said, I think Hisoka is the premium. That definitely me, but he's go-to character. I hope everyone who likes Hisoka agrees. I hope we're all on the same page.
That's so good. That's so good.
Funny.
I love Hisoka, but that ain't me.
And that ain't me.
That definitely ain't me. You have to believe me. It's not me.
Trust me, officer. It's not me.
Please.
Someone said that and then the same person dissing Rem said they think Riza Hawkeye and Winry Rockbell from Fullmetal Alchemist should be higher. And they said, I won't start naming characters from unpopular shows since I know popularity is the ultimate deciding factor here. So considering the show's popularity and the presence of Edward Elric on the list, it's pretty ridiculous that you have to go down to 370 to find Riza and 499 to find Winry. Ed's high ranking shows that the show is popular enough to get top 25, yet these strong, fleshed out, and capable female characters get placed below waifu bait like Rem and Zero Two.
Counter argument to all of this. You have to remember that Makise Krisu is high up here at 13.
It's kind of looking bad. The like other crowd of characters that are this high from the female side is not making her presence look that great. Thank God for Senjo. Thank you, Senjo.
She's there too.
Thank you.
But yeah, I guess it makes sense. I mean, I feel like Riza Hawkeye would have been like really high up like years ago when
we do have to acknowledge that some characters would have been this high if Mao was around 10 years ago, and that this would look really different 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I agree. Riza and Winry are infinitely better than most of the female characters on here, or just characters in general. So I agree.
Okay.
Justice for Winry. Let's go.
Let's keep going. Next one's Kirito, so I think I might skip it.
They just have the person they think should be higher is Violet Evergarden, and they said she's one of the better written characters ever, in my opinion, and her development over the course of the show movies is one of the best I've ever seen. How much she learns.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, wait. No, hold on. Do I agree with that?
You're like, no, wait.
No, I agree with what they said, but I'm fine with actually where she's at, so I don't mind.
Yeah.
Wait, no, she's under 02. Hold on. Wait
this
a second.
This is your series. That's your thing. I went to the Onimaru channel. Everyone like and subscribe. You have like 10 Darling in the Franxx videos. So this is your culture. These are your people.
We're not doing this. Listen, I helped propagate a fandom inadvertently. That was the old me. He has died.
Old me is dead and gone.
Yeah. Okay. Next one is, oh God, it's Rem again. Okay.
Which one are you on?
18.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think we can skip this one because they kind of like lobbed it over to you.
I do not need to okay. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten a chance because everyone else has gotten me. But I'm gonna say that's actually more fortunate. But thank you for the follow-up. The character someone else mentioned before is that they thought that the main antagonist of Gintama should be higher. I'm not gonna go into that because I think it's too much in the weeds. And then they said Homura should be higher because she's gay and she'll alter the rules of the universe to let her girl exist within it. And that's kind of cool. But
I
also
actually like
think
that one.
yeah, I think Homura should be higher.
I didn't even remember her, and now that they bring her up, I think she should be higher. Actually,
Yeah.
Where is she?
Too low probably.
Way too low.
What is?
Oh, she's 62.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay, she's fine. She's in a good. Okay,
She's okay.
she's okay now. Rao is severely. Who is that?
I think he's from Fist of the North Star, or well, he's related to, like, he's in that universe.
Okay.
Or he is in Fist of the North Star.
Someone else mentioned Kirito, but I'm more interested in the character they think should be higher, and that is Rogi Shiki from the Kara no Kyokai series. And they think they said I could talk for a long time about why Shiki should be higher, but I think it's rather telling that even people who don't think Kara no Kyokai is a masterpiece, they do agree that Shiki is a great character with a powerful character journey that is the best part of the series in general. I think that sentiment shows how strong of a character she is, and she could definitely be higher than several characters. I also think she's better written than Rem and Mikasa.
Wow.
Have you seen Kara no Kyokai?
I've never, always heard of it, never checked out Kara no Kyokai. Isn't like I think we did talk about this. Isn't it like multiple movies, like 7, 8 movies?
It's like 7 movies.
Okay.
I guess I generally agree. I think she's a good I think she's a good to really good character. I don't agree with her being like pinnacle of writing just because of like small preferences here and there. But she is better than
Mikasa
Rem and Mikasa. She is so she is definitely very good. She could be a lot higher than most of the people here.
Maybe we need to make like a list of the top female anime characters and where they would fall, in order of the writing.
Yeah, I agree. That would be interesting.
Okay, let's because we have to do that. Some other list that we said.
I'm gonna skip ahead to 2 where someone said Sinbad from Maji should be higher. Also Gilgamesh, because both are great characters and spoiler related reasons. I think they would be cool to be higher.
Gilgamesh. How much higher though?
Where is he? He's probably pretty high
now?
up. Okay, here we got the hot take.
Hold on. I'm just gonna look for him.
That's what I've been doing. Someone said, why is Violet Evergarden anywhere near the top 100? A blander female protagonist has never existed.
Ouch. Oof. Wow. Makima's already at 92.
That's it. She's just going to be higher. If we do this again next year, or just in like, I don't know, 5 months, Makima will be top 25.
She's like above Shinji, above Hinata. Yo, Hinata should be higher. What the fuck?
Someone said Hinata should be higher. I agree.
I just noticed he's all the way down here. What the fuck?
Do you guys think that Makima will be the top 100? Will be the top 1 female character on Mal by the time Chainsaw Man ends?
Why is
Gilgamesh is 118? That's not bad.
Oh, I missed it. I was on the page. Okay, there he is. Yeah, I guess I could see him being like, maybe should be in the top 100 compared to some other people that are there. So
yeah.
Oops.
Kurisu supremacy forever. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move on to another one.
Yeah, let's go for it. Okay. Rem. Zoro.
Basically became very one-dimensional, no personality other than silent badass, legit a downgrade from pre-time skip. Basically applies to all Straw Hats minus Sandy, who has some character arc through the post-time skipped.
Damn, there's a lot of post time skip hate.
One Piece is like 2 series. You got pre-time skip and post-time skip, and you got like the various camps of people. It's interesting.
You know,
to see.
I kind of, you know, I trailed off like a little into post time skip, so I haven't felt it.
So
I
you might
only
be
watched,
a pre-time skip merchant.
yeah, the original series. And then their second one, they didn't really give reasons for them, so
Yeah.
like not second one, but for the ones they think they should be on the list.
Yeah. So are we all in agreement that Gojo, despite being Gojo is kind of like the male version of all the waifu bait characters here. Like he's pretty much just here because he's hot, right?
Gojo,
From
yeah,
Jujutsu Kaisen. Like there aren't that many people who are like, this is my favorite character of all time. He's just cool and badass and hot, right?
yeah.
Okay, so I'm glad. Yeah, so we've all
Because I think it's also
agreed.
like we got to also look at this in terms of favorites, and a lot of people really liked Gojo at the time, so it's like it's not really, there's not much thinking involved to just be like, yeah, let's favorite him.
I am like very thankful that Gojo exists, if only because male anime fans can see how they look with every seasonal waifu, even if it's just one time. Because this is how you guys look to all of us every time you guys have like a new like 02 or something. And I'm not saying,
they,
and
they
I'm not
all
accusing people.
look the same. I'm sorry, did I just say the opposite of what I
They
wanted to say?
They don't look the same.
I meant to say they don't look the same, and I said they all look the same.
They
Okay.
True.
He's also OP, so that does help.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He does-
our waifus, yeah, they look similar.
I'm not saying it to be accusatory. I'm just saying that like whenever whenever we have like a 02, a Martin, a like whatever, and people are like hype them up a lot, and then they're like, oh, like what do they have going for them? And people are like, shut up, they're just cool. That's like Gojo, but every season. But I respect it.
Gotcha. Gojo is a himbo.
He
True.
gets better later, but yeah, that's basically it. Okay, based.
Have you read the manga?
No, but I will at some point. But I see people post like manga spoiler related things all the time.
This next one, speaking of hot takes, is pretty in depth.
Okay.
The one, at least that for the ones they think should be higher.
Yeah, let's just read that.
Yeah. So they said Shinobu, Subaru, Zeke, Tenma, Grimmer, who I don't know who that is.
That's from Grimmer's from Monster.
Oh. Yeah, I vaguely remember Monster. So
He's the best side character. He's like the guy with the smile.
gotcha. Okay. Ren? Which Ren? Oh, from March Comes In Like a Lion. And Yona. Oh yeah, Yona.
Okay.
Okay.
Is Ren just Ray or another character?
Oh, I think they meant Ray.
I think they meant Ray.
Okay. I was like, who's Ren?
Who's Ren?
Okay. The first one, if you're gonna put if you're gonna put Senju Gohara, then Shinobu has to be there too. They're both the poster girls of the series, and Shinobu has some of the best character moments in the Monogatari series.
What do you think are the best Shinobu character moments?
I mean, I kind of liked her whole, all of her moments kind of like with Araragi in like, I think second season mostly.
Okay.
Like kind of when they had that like heart to heart in that one arc where they went like back in time.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And then the whole arc where she had to kind of get closure for that like samurai guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and like she had that like tense like confrontation with what's her name?
Kangaroo.
Yeah, her.
I like that.
Yeah. That was like really good stuff.
Yeah. Well, lucky for them, she is just at 34. So I think that's a fair placement.
Yeah, I think that isn't too bad actually. That's pretty good. But
you say that's fair as a Shinobu fan?
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. And I could see why I think also Senju Gohara might have more fans. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean Senju Gohara is just kind of like the vision.
She's like iconic.
She's like my queen.
More.
So
Won't go that far, but I did like her arc,
My
especially by the end of the series.
Yeah.
Very a lot of development. Um, Subaru is better than what?
Probably Rem, because Rem's there.
And that's not much of a debate.
I would
Plus,
agree.
she doesn't do anything in season 2. Yeah, she's comatose.
Yeah, I think Subaru should probably be higher, if only because I see the people who's higher than him currently, and he's probably better. Wait, can I have a? Tom said the Shinobu Aragi Kizu conclusion was mad underwhelming, and C52G agreed. Can I have the hot take that I like Kizu film 2 the best? That's a hot take for people, but I do love Kizu.
Is that a hot take?
Yeah, people like 3 the most.
I like 2 the best.
You do too?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
3 was kind of eh.
And I get the point of 3 is to be eh. Like, that's the point. Like, it's supposed to be underwhelming and not actually have closure. But I didn't enjoy it as much. But I also like Hanikawa more. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked everything that kind of... I mean, I do like Shinobu, but I didn't, like, love the whole end battle scene at the end of 3. So, I don't know.
Yep. Wait, it's awesome. Wait, we got all 4 Kizu 2 fans in the spot. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it was a really good movie.
Yes, all our people. Yang Wenli not high enough. Agreed. I don't even know where Yang is.
Where is he?
Where is Yang? Yang should be like top 10 if we're being real. He won't be because it's too old, but he should be higher. He's 8,000.
I'm not even gonna search for him.
He's 8,000, so he's probably like in the 150s range.
Okay. I'm on my search.
I think it's around 150 because we looked for. Maybe not. No, I was so close.
Oh my god.
Yeah, look at this. Kizu 2. Kizu 2. All my homies got Kizu
right.
2. Okay, maybe he's a bit over 200. This is bad, though. I need everyone to go not right now
guys,
because we know what happens last time.
I'm feeling too incensed.
I'm gonna
Accelerator. Hey, Accelerator.
I'm going to keep reading. Zeke is one of the most interesting and one of Attack on Titan's
Hanekawa's
best.
199?
So close. I mean, yeah, she should be higher.
Anyway, sorry, it turns out. Sorry, keep
Zeke.
going.
No, sorry, no. I was just trying to get back to that. Okay, Zeke. Levi is good, but a lot of it comes down to how cool he is. Except for me, I'm out here defending Levi as a character, so I got that on lock.
Lock off.
Lock off. Lock off on my boy.
Wow, Tenma's 252, and Yang Wenli is 256.
And Johnny Joestar, let's go, my boy.
I mean, he's 257.
My JoJo. My JoJo.
It's very low.
Wait, I love Hijikata too. Is this my page? The Shawcore characters are all in the 250 to 300 page.
So all your characters underappreciated.
All my characters are right here. 250. Thank you. Look at this.
Damn.
You got all the players. Who else is there?
Oh, Legoshi, 265.
Like, it's literally me. It's all literally me.
Satsuki Kiryuin.
Satsuki and Yusuke. Okay, this is the spot.
Oh, Yona, 278.
Bokuto, this is the spot. This is where it's meant to be, guys.
All right, we need to screenshot this page.
This is 250s. 250s is where the party
Dude,
is at.
Rohan. That's it.
Rohan. Okay, this is actually like, at first it was just a coincidence. Now we're partying. This is the party time.
Like, I'm feeling this page.
I'm feeling this page a lot. I love this page.
Okay, let's how many did we read?
Okay, I want to read
I guess you were reading
one.
the Zeke one? Is that what you were reading?
Yeah,
or?
Tenma and Grimmer, both really good. I agree they should be higher. We've gone over that. Ray from March Comes in Like a Lion. You know what? I'd put Ray higher. I'm not a Ray stan, but we could put him higher. And then they said Yona, and I think, who said it in chat? Who said that Yona would be better if the... Oh, yeah, Tom said Yona would be higher if their adaptation wasn't bad. And I hear that a lot, and I've heard nothing but good things about Yona. I think you're a Yona.
When are you getting on the manga, Shaw?
I can't agree to get on any manga that's not Spirit Circle. Otherwise, Replay will kill me, but I will get on it soon.
We could, backdoor deal. No one needs to know. Just low key. It's not like we're live streaming it. No one can find out.
He won't know. No one tell him.
Yeah. Okay. Tenma. Or no, you were reading Zeke. No, you finished reading Zeke. Okay. So
Yeah, I read Zeke. Zeke good.
Okay, Tenma is one of the best. No,
Oh,
didn't you just read that too?
Yeah, I paraphrased Tenma good.
Yeah,
Tenma and
Tenma
Grimmer
good.
good. Sorry for this person who wrote out a paragraph, and I just paraphrased it as Tenma and Grimmer good. But I agree. Yeah. Okay. Next one.
Class fact for clarification: I do like the Yona anime, but I have talked to people that apparently like didn't like the adaptation. So apparently that's more common.
Yeah, I heard it's just like maybe it's just not it doesn't adapt enough. I don't know. I'll find out.
Yeah, I mean it's not like mind-blowing adaptation, but it got me to want more. So it did. It was functional at least.
This is a hot take. I don't know how much of a hot take this is, but Tenma is so much better than Johan. That is a hot take.
Whoa.
I like that take, but you know, I don't know. I haven't heard that as much. I am a Johan over Tenma person, but I do appreciate this and can understand it, you know.
You know what? I think there's some merit to this.
I think so too. I think people overlook the characters that personify good and like wholesomeness a lot and they'll go for the like nihilism, edgy, not edgy, but you know, like dark characters more. So I think I respect this.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ray from March Comes In Like a Lion is one of the most relatable and sweetest characters. It's one of the best character studies and journeys. You'll smile seeing this boy become more confident and happy. He's a character that perfectly fits his story. And I think Tom would disagree.
And I think Tom would disagree. They didn't rate that. Did you just say that?
No, I just said that.
Yeah. I agree that Tom would disagree.
So we don't have to get into Ray. we've had enough March Comes In Like a Lion slander, so to last us a hot takes lifetime.
C52G said, Johan kind of blew my mind in the sense that I didn't realize how good a villain could be while also not being present for a lot of the show. And yes. I agree with that.
Johan is kind of like the Jaws of anime.
Yes. Can we quote that? That'll be like when we quote that. Can we just make that the quote from the show? Like just clip that part. That's like,
yeah.
Johan
like if you take anything away from this show, just that one screenshot, Johan, the Jaws of anime.
And Angst followed up by saying, so like Sephiroth, and he's not present for 90% of the game. That's kind of true too, because like that's that same impact. Like when they do show up, it's like, damn, shit's going down. Yeah. And then Wolfie said, Tenma has stayed in my mind ever since finishing Monster, but I haven't thought about Johan at all. And I think that tends to be the opposite case. But I think both.
Also, if you like were very invested in sort of Tenma's, and again, I barely remember Monster, but like Tenma's whole moral quandary throughout the whole show about like what he should do and like that, like I guess I could see how that would stay with you afterward.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Because he's literally wrestling with that the whole show.
I like one. Someone on the next one picked Lelouch, Hachiman, and Kirito, and their reasoning was they're all edgy teenage boys, and they said the people they think should be higher are both nanas because they are not edgy teenage boys. Really makes you think.
It does.
Moving on.
The only reason the nanas aren't higher is because they haven't had a really standout adaptation in a long time. Like they haven't, they're not relevant anymore, I guess.
Okay.
Also, it's on hiatus. That too, I guess.
Yeah. I skipped ahead a few because we got kind of some like meme entries. So I'm on 28, and someone said that Kirito, but I'm ignoring that because it's not as like it's. They said it's mid, but they haven't seen it, so I'm ignoring that. And they said Shinji should be on there. He's one of the rawest displays of humanity ever conceived. He embodies all of our worst virtues while still having the strength to move forward. A character forced to grapple with the extremes of the human condition. I agree.
No.
The buildup.
Yeah.
Wait, is he your number one character of all time?
I don't even know where he is. Where is he again? I think we just saw him. We saw him like really low, like 190 something.
But where is he on the Onimaru list?
I don't know. I don't have a characters list.
But if you like, but how do you feel? Like, would Shinji be in your top 10? That's the question.
Most likely. Most likely.
Can we get more pressure on Onimaru for a favors list? Are we allowed to request that? Am I allowed to request pressure?
People are interested. We could do a character top list episode. I just like I've never like sat down to do it. Like I know there are certain characters that like I mean I'm pretty sure Shinji would be like high up there. I don't know if about top 10, maybe top 25.
We need to get out the spreadsheets. That's
or
what's
maybe top 10. I don't know. I know Asuka's definitely up there. So
okay, so Asuka would be above Shinji for you.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. One or the other.
I think this is definitely also true. Like Shinji wouldn't place well on a popular list because of all the getting the robot people. I think that like polarizing nature of his character definitely holds him back from being high on a popular list. But
like yeah, it's also tough because it's also like you got to make us like I'd have to make the separation in my mind too of like top character design, like top characters of all design. Like top characters based on their character's design versus just top characters overall. That's what I meant. Yeah.
I feel that. I agree. But yeah, Shinji is good. Hot take. Not a hot take.
Yeah. I think Shinji should definitely be higher. He's like definitely really low.
Yeah. He should be higher than most people.
He's also such a polarizing character for the fan base that I can see why he's not as appreciated.
Yeah. I'm trying to think through. Do we? It's got me. Rem is 22. LMAO. Anime figures go brr. The meta is really going strong.
Yeah.
I feel bad that my Rem stocks have come into play. I feel bad, but not bad enough.
Hey, don't feel bad for me. I embrace my 6 Rem figures.
The 6 soldiers.
I finally now have a Ram figure, so I'm just happy. You know, I've reached balance.
This would have been a good time to show off the only figure I have currently, but I came in the mail and I didn't have time to put it together. So it's
okay. You bought a figure that you have to put together?
I don't know if I do. I haven't opened the box. I hope I don't.
You should start by opening the box.
I know, but I don't want. I was like, I don't want to yet.
It's so perfect, so pristine in its box.
I got so lazy today. I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to open the box. Can I donate my 2 Rem figures to Oni so I can strengthen his army? Yes, we got to get up to like 10.
I don't want another one.
You don't want double-digit Ram figures?
I will take a Ram, not another Rem. I'm good. I'm set for life. I would like a Yang Wenli figure. If anyone can get me one of those.
Do we have a Yang? Awesome. Is there a Yang Wenli figures out there?
I went to look for one, and apparently there is, but it's out of stock. And I'm like,
damn it.
I need it. I'm gonna put it in the back. You know, my set.
There's one on eBay. Is that the same?
I don't know. I saw one on. Hold on. Let me see.
Did someone say is Amuro Char? Because I hear a lot about Char. I'm excited.
No, I think he's the protagonist.
Is he not Char?
Char, isn't that the bad guy or the guy with the mask?
I don't know.
Oh, so it is the one on eBay that's showing up, but I didn't see it on eBay. I saw it on another website, but I think it's that same one.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, he's the protagonist, and that's the one you saw.
C-Dog
VA has 20 Rem figures. We need to get you more so you can take C-Dog VA on in a Rem battle.
I'm okay. I don't want to be associated.
The strongest soldier, not the. Let us see what we have next.
I'm actually not. I'm not big on Nendoroids. So
are those the tiny ones?
Yeah, like the little,
I don't like those
cute ones. Like they're well designed. They're really well designed. They're better than like a Funko Pop, obviously, but like,
Tom said, I once got accidentally shifted a Rem figure when I purchased a different figure because it was a cheap one they offered to let me keep it, but I sent it back out of my own pocket.
Wow. Yo. I think
I love Tom.
I think Tom is like a top tier
Professional.
hater.
Professional hater.
Yeah.
I love
Like
that.
you gotta respect it.
I respect it. Carter has 9 rems, so you're close to Carter.
I don't want to be.
I didn't choose this life.
No. I literally
Sounds
begged,
so
like,
sad.
don't get me another one, please. But yeah. Yeah, I'm just tired. I think that's really, you know what it is? You know what it is?
What?
It's not that I fell off of Rem because of the comments or Shaw or Maz. It's the amount of times I have to see these figures in my house.
It's like
It just
everywhere
got me
you
over
go.
it. It's like,
Everywhere
okay,
I go, I see their face.
everywhere I go, people want to know
Tom
why I
said-
have this many Rem figures.
Tom said, I think the shipping costs more than the figure. Some hill you must die on. And then T5TG said, you don't choose the Rem fan life, the Rem fan life chooses you. And that sounds true.
And on that note, that is the
Moving-
end of the podcast.
End of Rem Evangelion.
Do you just want to have a Rem figurine episode?
That would be funny. We could do our merch tour. I think we should
Let's
have
just-
a merch tour episode.
Yeah, and let's just unbox Rem figurines.
Unboxing.
Yeah. And then we send it to fans, lucky fans, because we don't want to keep them.
Like, comment, subscribe to get an Onimar Rem figure.
Yeah, I will sign it, and then we'll say, please take it.
Take it away.
Please, please take it off my hands.
Thank you. Next one is
okay.
a bit in depth for Aaron.
Which
trying
number is
to-
this?
This is, I think, 29. Yeah, 29. So they said Aaron is so goddamn overrated. It isn't even funny. There's nothing likable about his character, and yet we're supposed to identify with him purely because of the world he's in. While the world of Attack on Titan is a horrible place, there are characters who have gone through way worse than Aaron, and yet his narcissistic ass only cares about himself and a few of his colleagues. He embodies the us versus them mentality so much, especially at the beginning, that it becomes infuriating. I feel like this is a bit different from the usual like Aaron criticism, but I can understand it.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty good.
I feel it.
Yeah, they gave some detailed.
Pretty fair.
I don't know if the us versus them though is fair in the beginning when literally the them is just Titans that
Yeah.
are, like you find out later, more about that, but it's
And
kind of justified.
Yeah, I think it's justified since it's such a survivalist framing. And then also I think that like people have been through worse than him. I mean, like true, but like he's also been through some pretty tough shit. So like I think his worldview makes sense at the beginning.
Yeah. And then they said, unless we have more to say on the Aaron thing,
No.
they picked Johnny motherfucking Joestar, which I don't have anything to say on because I haven't read part 7.
He is the best JoJo. I will confirm.
That's what I've heard.
One of my favorites. And their reasoning is great. They said he's the greatest protagonist in fiction, in my opinion. Not only deserves praise for his incredible character journey, but bringing hope to physically disabled people like myself that can still be good, strong, and reliable person. Contrast to the selfish assholes we see at the beginning. Contrast to the selfish asshole we see at the beginning of the story. That is also true. Johnny Joestar is great, as evident by him being in the 250 on the 250 page with all of these other good characters that we just talked about.
I am holding out for the part 7 adaptation. So I'm
You
excited.
should not, but
I am.
Good on you.
So I can do this. I can do this.
You will not end up. It will not be a good. It will not be worthwhile, but I hope so.
Listen, I still haven't read Haikyuu, like the manga. I'm holding out.
True.
Holding out.
Strongest soldier. I respect it though.
Shaw's like, you fool.
You fool. And then you're going to be like, well, you wouldn't say this, but other people will say this. They'll be like, oh, this part's actually kind of overrated. It's like, no, it's not. It's not overrated. See how the worst version.
I bet I'll like it.
I think so. It's tough
I like good
it.
writing.
Yeah. I agree. I think you'll like it too.
All right. Are we skipping 30?
Yeah, that one's like whatever.
All right. We're in the final 8.
This is, I think, possibly the first truly hot take we've gotten from true
31?
like character selection hot take. This I know who it's from, and this is the first truly hot take that we've gotten from at least the upper part where they like are picking from this list. Do you want to do the honors?
Is this 31? No.
Yeah.
Oh, it is 31?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's Spike.
They're saying Spike is overrated. They shouldn't be there.
I thought there was already a Spike hot take though.
Did we?
Yeah, we got like a Spike hot take, right?
I thought everyone was just saying Spike should be higher.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Drax saying the Spike hot take.
Yeah, that was the one thing. This
Okay,
was the
all right,
first
I'll read this.
submission, like
So-
of.
Okay, so Spike Spiegel, the reasoning is Spike just annoys me every time he's on screen. It's just a visceral annoyance of everything he stands for. I hate that he's such a loser and he's never going to change or do anything except wallow in self-pity and essentially commit suicide because he lost one relationship. I'm going to find out if I'm really alive is just code for I have nothing to live for, so I'm going to get high because nothing gives me dopamine spikes anymore. See what he did there? If we yeeted him out of existence, he already doesn't care about living or dying, so fuck him.
That's kind of funny though.
It's a lot of hate.
I talked to them about this before. Rogol, like they've chimed in before. They like essentially hate him because they hate his character because they find him so annoying for those reasons, but they also find it really frustrating that people find them cool when the whole point is how like they hate themselves and want to die. And it's always awkward because I like Spike because he hates himself and wants to die. And I think it's like a good character writing thing. But I understand also why the frustration, because it's essentially kind of like the Hachiman thing where people like him
for the wrong reasons or that defeats the purpose versus
and I agree.
Liking him for the way that it was intended.
Exactly. So I get it.
That's a tough spot to be in because it's like you're happy that the character is getting the recognition and the praise, but it's like, oh, but they're not getting the recognition for the reasons that, you think they should. So, yeah.
And they said Captain Tyler should be higher because not enough people have watched Tyler, but Tyler is a Giga Chad who deserves to be talked about and revered for being the greatest. He's like Yang, but cooler and sexier. Hold on. Stop. This is it.
Captain Tyler.
Yeah, I think it's called the full thing is called The Irresponsible Captain Tyler, and it's from 1993. I should watch this. This looks cool. I've heard about it. But let's hold up on the cooler and sexier than Yang part, because no, let's not set the bar unreasonably higher than it will be, because it's not true. We all know Yang is the coolest and sexiest. Let's calm down. Stop. Anyway, managed to stop a giant space war instead of continuing to drag it out forever and have loads of people die. Too long didn't read Tyler for prime minister. Okay, but respect Yang, in my opinion.
Wait a second. Where's Yang in this? Hold on.
They said he's like a sexier, better version of Yang.
Oh, okay. I thought they said he was a sexier version of Spike. Okay.
No,
I totally misheard. Okay.
It's like please respect Yang. We are.
I didn't know they were throwing shade to Yang. That's different.
That's a bit too far. Come on. This is a very pro Yang corner of the universe.
This is the wrong side of the galaxy to throw this hot take in. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
Also, watch our Legend of the Galactic Heroes podcast, clocking in at 3 hours.
Yes. Yay. We did it.
We drink in that one.
We do drink in that one. Yay.
This next one is Kirito's, so I'm going to just...
But they have something better at the bottom where they said, honest answer, Kageyama from Haikyuu or another mono girl like Hanikawa or Shinobu. I think Hanikawa should be much higher up, and Kageyama, but... We are the Free Planets Alliance. Free Planets Alliance squad.
I agree with Hanakawa being higher. I don't know if in the top 25, but definitely higher. I don't have much love for Kageyama, so I won't agree with that one.
I disagree, and I love Kageyama. He should be higher. And
sorry,
you might join me one day. We'll find out.
Yeah, it depends. Maybe I have to, actually finish the story, or maybe I'll feel the same.
Can we get much higher? I love that. It's like the stupid One Piece meme. They also said that they should just replace it with Hunter x Hunter's entire cast. That would be funny then, because then I can give hot takes on the Hunter x Hunter cast because my rankings don't line up with a lot of
people's
Hunter x
rankings.
Hunter fan rankings.
Who's your lowest ranked Hunter x Hunter character?
Like
who's out of the popular ones? Who do you find to be at the bottom?
So the characters I like but don't love are characters people love a lot, which are like Kurapika a bit and Crollo. I think Crollo's probably my big one because a lot of people really love Crollo. They think he's super well written. He's got like the vibes and stuff. And I don't think we've seen enough of him to be put on that level.
Yeah.
So that's why my camera shot up. They said no vibes.
They did not like that.
Yeah. Essentially, a lot of my things with characters that I think are good but not great is I don't think that they've actually received enough characterization or writing to be at the same level as other characters. And I think, looking at myself, I think that's fair just because, like, you look at Gon and Killua, Merlin, these are all characters that have either complete character arcs or, like, almost complete character arcs. And we're comparing them to characters who do not have complete character arcs. And that's where I stand.
Yeah. That he doesn't have, like, a full character arc.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is they could get to that point eventually. Like, I'm not closing the door on that, but I think at this current point in the story, they're not there. And I'm not.
Yeah, they haven't given you enough to, make you feel attached to them or invested in them. Because I think for you, it's really about the writing of their story that kind of attaches you to them, right?
Yeah, especially because characters that, like, I think a lot of people look at the potential, and I'm like, that's great, but I can't.
Yeah, like you're not swayed by the potential, at least when you're gonna have to, you have to rank them. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off of what I have based on what they could be,
Because you're like, well, it could change later, but for now, they're not making the cut.
Yeah, exactly. But I like them. I just don't love them,
Yeah, makes sense.
Hunter is like the XXX Tenoshi of Hunter.
That was funny.
That's so funny. Okay. I know we got more, I think.
Okay, there's another Hachiman one. Yeah, it's the same stuff, so I'm gonna skip this one.
You get me. That's exactly it. I like Kurapika, but 75% of his fan base is people who like edgy twinks. That's like kind of it. I mean, I do like Kurapika a lot, but I am convinced that half of the fan base, not half, 75%, going with what Ian's comment is, I think they are just thirsty for him.
But he was so good in the Phantom Trap arc.
He is, but I think they are swayed by the fan art I think they are enraptured by fan art.
I haven't seen the fan art, so
I've seen a lot of fan art.
I'm unbiased.
Yeah, but I do like him. But I have a few characters above him.
Yeah. Okay.
I like this next one, that the person they think should be higher on the list is Anya from Spy Family.
I was reading that.
I like this. They said, we don't have many kid characters at the top, and we are lacking female representation. I adore Spy Family, and while I adore her parents more, especially Mama Yor, I think Anya should be much higher. She is a great kid representation by showcasing the most realistic side of kids while also being adorable. And she is super iconic at this point. She is what helped put the series on the map at the start of the 2020s, and no one can hate her. Don't say that, because people will show up who hate her, because it's like whenever you say no one can like or no one can hate, then the people who do show up out of nowhere.
I've already read takes on people that dislike Anya, so yeah. I've seen her being referred to as just a dumb meme generator. So
tragic.
They just can't enjoy kids.
That's sad. And I think she is a good like kid character, not like a lolly or not like a anything. Like, she's a good kid character. She
feels very realistic for a lot of the kids that you see in anime, for one with powers. Yeah.
Rogel said the irresponsible Captain Tyler is sort of a Legend of the Galactic Hero parody, but not exactly. That's why I compared him to Yang. He's a Giga Chad, though. I think that makes sense. Spy Family already gets weird hate. I agree. Dieter and Anya, like, I know he's the kid from Monster, but like, I don't have the same appeal for him.
Dieter.
And then Pretty Cold said, I think there are better kid characters. Yes and no. Like, yeah, I mean, there might be, but like, I haven't seen kid characters I enjoy in the like comedic sense.
Just name your top 5 kid characters so I can.
I do have Killua top 1, so he is the best kid character for me, I guess.
Does he count as a full kid?
He's a kid, right? He's 12.
I guess, but he's not as young as Anya. Like, are we talking about like kid, like more like toddler, or like, are we also including like preteen?
It depends on if we're saying if kid, like, I don't know, because I mean, this is anime. Half the characters are 14. I wouldn't consider 14 kid though. And the reason I put Killua on the list is because there are a lot of like character moments for him and Gon that highlight that they're kids, that they're not the same age as everyone else.
Yeah. Okay.
Like him and Gon going around like owning Greed Island and having like kid sensibilities with it.
Yeah.
Um, but someone said Boji. Did you finish Osama?
Yeah,
Reagan?
I did.
Do you think Boji is greater than Anya? What do you think?
This
This
one's
is where it
tough.
gets tough. Gets tough.
Yeah, this is tough. I don't know. I feel like Boji is like a different case
Yeah.
because like Boji has also other like things going on with him that
Yeah.
like doesn't make him like a typical kid. Whereas if we're going with the take here that said like Anya is a good representation of like kids in general in anime,
Like
I
a
feel
realistic
like,
kid.
Yeah. I feel like that is, I think, putting it in that framing, Anya would be better.
Yeah, because it's like, do we like characters that highlight or authentic kid tendencies versus doing things that as a kid that they normally wouldn't be able to do as a kid, you know?
Yeah, I actually thought this was like really well put, so that was
I
actually
agree.
good. Congrats.
Ushio is
Kudos.
another contender from
Who's
Clannad.
Ushio?
She's
Oh.
like in Clannad.
I was thinking it was Kensuke Ushio.
That works too. Yeah. But if we can't, yeah. So one of the kid characters who feels like a kid. I agree. And I do like Anya a lot. I think she's really funny.
Yeah, she's funny. Shall we move on?
We
How did
shall.
we got another response added in the middle
nice.
of this.
That's smart. That's that last minute like submission at 12 and then you submit at 12:01. I love
Did
it.
I make the deadline?
Yeah. Someone said that they
you were saying?
we can read the REM reasoning because we got another REM. We're going to say the counts soon because I think the counts are funny. But the count, and by counts, I mean the amount of submissions we got per character.
Yeah.
Someone says Senjo Gohara is already there, but I think Araragi besides her would be nice because he is simply the GOAT.
Yeah.
Nah.
I guess so. I guess.
We said it at the same time.
You're like, nah.
I'm a pass. Thanks, though.
Yeah. Too many, I don't know. Too many problems with that Aragi.
I'm going to say thanks, but no thanks. But he's also really high up. I think he's in that.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a good place, actually, for,
Araragi is not even beside her in their own series. That is true.
Damn. So it's actually more accurate this way.
Yeah, this is true, actually. At some point...
Oh, he's 46. Oh, he's fine.
Yeah. At some point, it was like Araragi and Hisoka were like neck and neck and we're going back and forth. And it was like a battle of the pedos over like who would have a higher rating on Mal.
That ain't me.
It ain't me, though.
Okay. Next one is Kakashi and Ren.
Is that a hot take?
I don't know. I don't remember enough, but let me see. I'm gonna read
this. Chat,
okay, you go for it.
Not since I actually have no frame of reference, so everyone let me know. Kakashi is always getting exposed. He is supposedly the master of 1,000 jutsus, but he only uses 5 of them. He also does not even get his skills from himself, but is always stealing Uchiha techniques and over-relies on the Shuragan, and he has a few fake-out deaths. He has a bias towards Sasuke when it comes to teaching. He's taught Naruto a few things and has taught Sakura almost nothing. Kakashi is not a top sensei in Naruto, and Gojo is better teaching the 2 whole classes while Kakashi can barely teach 1 and reads porn in front of his students.
I'm trying to figure out which part of it is the hot take, that he's always getting exposed or that Gojo's better.
I feel like Angst wrote this and it's really funny. I think he's just a mid-teacher. I think that's what they're saying.
Okay, Kakashi's a mid-teacher. I don't know if that's a hot take. I mean...
so funny.
You could still really like a mid-teacher. I don't think he's popular because he's, a good
I think it's so funny. I love that, though. Kaneki should be higher because he is a very great character. So a perfect fool's journey that starts from a naive college kid with shallow morals and an innate denial of his desires into someone who is willing to make the sacrifices that are required of him to protect himself and his family and friends, instead of paying lip service to empty ideals. He prefers peace, but learns the road to peace will always be through violence, and that trauma is both a universal constant and something that can be used as a connection point to those around him. He's the main character of his novel. She's the main character for a movie. All those that walk the earth are main characters of their own tragedy. Fucking Kino, 10 out of 10, my goat. That's a good write-up.
Yeah. I don't know if he should be higher, though.
Yeah, he's pretty high. Apparently, Kakashi's bias and being a poor teacher is a big part of his character and is criticized by the story. Okay, so that's fair. That sounds fair.
Okay. You know what? Hot take. Shinji should be higher than Kaneki. Done.
I don't know. I feel like most people would agree with that, right?
Think so. I don't know, but after this write-up, maybe not.
We got okay. The next, you can read the next one. This is up your alley. I think this one's interesting in terms of character that should be on here.
You're talking about Rem? Oh wait. Oh okay. The one below that.
Yeah.
I'm like, another Rem one.
Oh wait, no. This is ironic. This is funny.
Okay. Is there anyone that you think deserves to be on the list? And they put Rudius from Mushoku Tensei. Thanks, Shaw. Surely y'all are already aware. Rudius just consistently tanks any serious moment in Mushoku Tensei. There are times where it has the potential to be good and makes me see why it's so appealing. But then Rudy goes on a monologue about touching 13-year-old boobs, which is not what I want to see in between those serious moments. Like, this is meant to be humorous. I feel is kind of telling of the author that this is go-to humor for cool-down periods. And onto the creepier side, he is a 30-year-old. Arguments of him still being a kid, preteen, that's horny and immature, don't hold up. When it was shown since his rebirth that he can apply logic and knowledge of his previous life from day one, he literally commented on his mom's boobs and harassed the maids as a baby with clear sexual intent. In the mom's case, remarked that he didn't have any sexual attraction, has made calculated moves on how to get with Eris, and is in a very obvious self-insert moment of the author's fantasy of talking back to authority figures. He lectures his own dad, being an 8-year-old himself. There are very conscious choices from him that can only happen from the mind of someone grown up. So miss me with he is a kid argument.
So I guess they don't think he should be on the list.
I think they missed another case if they misread it and they were just saying he shouldn't be popular or as praised. And that's another kid in anime.
Another kid. I'm gonna say bad kid representation.
Bad kid.
As people can't even agree if he's a kid or not.
No, yeah, that was on point. I think we covered all of that actually during our Mushoku Tensei pod too.
We did. Shout out to worst Mushoku Tensei takes of all time.
Yes. If you want to see the worst takes of Mushoku Tensei, check out that pod. It made history.
I agree. Someone Mikasa is a straight up NPC. I think we can ignore that because I don't care. And well, we've heard it all. It's not that I don't care. We just haven't heard it. There are several female characters more deserving, from Kaguya, Yor, Makima, Bisky, and so on. But it is a crime against humanity that Hinata Shoujo is 94. My bro's back is sore from leading the best sports series for the last 10 years, yet he's pretty much behind every shonen MC and their best friends. He's the least controversial MC, and studies suggest that he is the most inspirational character in anime to both viewers and other actual characters in his series.
I agree with this.
To the moon.
He should be higher.
Let's go.
Okay. Not a hot take, but I agree.
Someone said Subaru should be higher. We kind of agree. Okay, this is the REM reason. I think this is actually I think this is Tom's rant. This looks like a Tom rant, so I'm gonna read it because
which number?
I'm just on 39.
Oh, you're okay. You agree that Subaru should be higher?
I mean, if we have Rem here, Subaru should probably be above.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no.
Good,
yeah, I
good
said
point.
it before that I think Subaru is, like, considering the other types of characters that are on here, when Subaru is clearly better written than so many of them, I think he should definitely be a lot higher.
You're right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm just used to the women that I know hating Subaru, so. Hating Subaru.
I don't think Subaru deserves that much hate, if we're being real.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I mean, the show is the show himself, everything is so critical of all Subaru-isms. I feel like it's tough to.
It does a really good job.
I don't think people should hate him.
Yeah.
I am his strongest soldier.
Yeah, especially with the amount of faithful Rem followers that have risen.
Yes. Yeah, I defend him. I feel like some people just don't like him because he picked Rem. He didn't pick Rem, which I think is a dumb reason.
I think in the light novel, he essentially goes for both.
Oh well, have a cake and eat it too. Speaking
Yeah.
of which, I think this is the Tom. I think this is the Tom essay. If not, correct me, Tom. Rem is the prime example of have your cake and eat it too, where the story wants to critique Subaru's perverse male lens. The show itself caters toward. I'm going to start it over. Rem is the prime example of have your cake and eat it too, where the story wants to critique Subaru's perverse male lens. The show itself caters to male power fantasy. I've never in my life seen a woman get rejected, then selflessly, in true altruistic fashion, sacrifice all their time and effort to try and help this bum Subaru get together with their rival. Losers will say, but if you really love someone, you will do what's best for them. Yeah, sure, buddy. Find any person in real life who is willing to do this in real life. You won't. Rem at least gets focus earlier on in the series, but of course, because this is a light novel catered to men, she gets narratively tossed aside. Andy and Woody style when it confirmed that she is no longer the target of Subaru's creepy infatuation. I know that Ellen fans will be screeching, but in volume 67, she has an amazing arc. I don't care if and when it does get adapted, any criticism of the arc will be swept under the guise of bad adaptation, just like every other time an Ellen anime starts losing pace. If this wet blanket solely designed to sell anime figures is your waifu, do better, improve as a person.
Do better.
I think that is definitely the Tom one. I don't know what can be said that hasn't been said.
I think definitely the case for Rem not being in the top 25 has been amply covered today.
Can I say that I am kind of surprised we got so many Rem submissions.
Are you?
I am, because I thought it was just me against the world, and now I'm finding all the other Rem haters.
You know, the moment I crafted the survey and said the top 25, and I noticed as I was writing it that Rem was there, I had a feeling, like an inkling, like, wait, is this gonna make it easy that they're all gonna come after Rem? And my feeling was right.
I thought it would be like Gojo, other characters would get more. I'm surprised we haven't gotten much for Gojo. We have a bit little, but not
I think like Rem presses more of a hot button than Gojo.
It is interesting.
Yeah. There's more to say.
Makes me really re-examine myself. I mean, not really, because I still have the same opinion, but it's interesting to see other have that opinion.
I mean, not really, but
yeah, no, I'm not like, once again, kind of milquetoast in the wider spectrum. The character they think should be on this list or much higher is Griffith. He is the other half of Guts' character arc, or at least in Golden Age, which is likely what most people have experienced of Berserk's story. His nuance and flaws, his hypocrisy, which he himself falls victim to, his almost transient ambition, which ironically falls victim to his own human fragility and ties to the greater philosophy, Nietzsche, etc., makes him more than worthy of going up this list. I'm sorry, but as soon as I see the word Nietzsche, I just think of Bleach fans. Like, as Bleach fans are like, you don't appreciate the Nietzsche philosophical influence of Berserk. I mean, of Bleach. So I feel like he as a philosopher has been ruined for me.
Where is Griffith?
I think he's got like 10,000.
Oh, he should be higher. But then again, I could see why he's not, actually.
Griffith is like the primo example of why characters people consider better are not going to be higher if they just hate them.
Yeah.
Because like everyone agrees he's a great antagonist, but not many might have him in his favorites just because of, you know.
Yeah, because it's like, why would you favorite the guy that made you feel so much pain?
Yeah.
All right.
And then
was that it?
Nope, we got one more. Shout out to Wolf Z, who just submitted one during the stream. They brought up Hachiman for the same reasons we discussed, but I'm gonna say a character they think should be higher is Toru Honda, a well-written ray of hope for the cast, whose overly optimistic attitude isn't overbearing and is justified as a coping mechanisms for the struggle she's gone through, while having fresh dynamics with characters like Yuki.
Yeah, I was like, she should be high. Where is she too? Like, where's she listed?
She's probably, I'm gonna guess in the 200s. You're
probably right. Okay.
I'm gonna take a guess. So wait, that's so true. Griffith is behind Ichigo from Darling in the Franxx.
Oh my god.
Really makes you think.
The two most hated characters of their shows are right next to each other.
Can I say shout out to Raftilia, like one of the worst characters I've seen. Like, what are they doing there? Who are these 10,000 people? Who are they?
She's right above Nana.
That's actually offensive. It's never that. I hate that. I hate that more than anything we've seen today. I hate that.
Above Hanekawa.
I hate everything I'm seeing on screen. I hate that.
Who am I looking for again? Oh, yeah.
Griff.
No, Toru,
Toru,
213. Hey.
She's getting to the page. If you're in the 200s, you're probably a great character. Minus Meliodas, get the fuck off. I hate him. Get out of there.
Minus that asshole.
Minus that guy. So for Tom, so is that a thing from Bleach fans? Yeah, I think the latest interpretation of Bleach from a lot of hardcore fans is that there are philosophical influences on from Nietzsche. I don't know the details because I don't read like Bleach posts, but if you look that up or like you can see that's the new vision. Rugolo said on Rem versus Gojo, I think there's something to be said for characters that bring out strong reactions in people rather than characters that are just like, they're okay. That is very true.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how much Thorfinn shoots up after the next season of Vinland Saga. I agree, because I don't think people really like vibed with him from season 1 for good reason, because it's not really like
it's not
full scope.
Not too much about him. So like it is, but it isn't. He's kind of
next will be interesting.
Did you read the manga?
I read the manga for the first part, and I'm like halfway through the next arc. But
but like you know what they're referring to, pretty much.
Yeah,
I don't. I only watched the anime, so.
Yeah, it's gonna be hype. I'm excited.
When's that? Next season?
Is it next season? I know it's 2023.
So it's coming up. Okay.
How is the Charlotte girl have 9.5K favorites? That is true. NPC type behavior.
I don't know. I just know that people really hated that show.
Oh, apparently Ichigo from Darling in the Franxx was actually the most botted character on Mal faves before they did a purge of accounts. I honestly think she's still botted because there ain't no way.
Why does that happen? How does that happen?
I don't know. It's a good question.
We'll leave it to the Mal gods to decide.
How is Nobara that high? I guess someone has not seen the Jujutsu Kaisen female characters edit, where it's like those clips of like all the female characters from Jujutsu Kaisen.
She's 215.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually that high. I think that's like a decent placement for someone.
I mean, for like a show that blew up so much, it makes sense.
That's fair.
But it's not high, you know.
No.
Yeah, because these are just a mix of like characters that have really stayed, you know, relevant. So minus a few, minus the girl from Charlotte.
Yeah. I'm surprised Mal actually does purge considering the amount of BS they let FMA fans get away with. I don't know, like the problem is they get so much incentive to let more people go to Mal for that stuff that like, I don't know if there's incentive for them to pull people away from their website, you know, especially when the numbers help them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You saw the edit. You saw the edit. Have you seen that one, Onimaru?
No.
There's this funny edit that they have of like all, you know, showing all of the JJK girls, and at some point they just have Zoro in the middle,
just randomly,
because he is like, you know, because he always gets lost, so he got lost in another series.
So he's just in there.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It's been long enough. I think a lot of people forgot how toxic that Franxx discourse was. I remember that.
I never forgot.
I have not forgotten.
I remember that.
Gone, but not forgotten.
I remember the week between episode 14 and 15.
They really. What if? You know, I wasn't a big fan of the show for like most of its run, but if it didn't have a bad second half, what do you think would be the impact of Darling in the Franxx? Like,
if it didn't have a bad second half,
if it had a good second half, if most people thought the second half was
good second half, it would be in the top 100 of Mal.
You think so? Do you think 02 would be like super high up there? Like,
yeah. You want to know how I know?
How do you know?
You want to know how I know? Because if in a world where I Want to Eat Your Pancreas is like 69 on Mal, then you bet your ass that if Darling in the Franxx had nailed the landing, it would be there, right above it.
That's true. I agree.
And that's it.
That's it. That's true. I was so hyped. I'm like, yeah, go.
Yeah, no, I had nothing more to say to that. No, because I feel like, because people were really feeling it by episode 15, and most people say if it ended at episode 15, it would have been great. So if it kind of kept that same, momentum, it probably would have been a top tier favorite.
I agree.
And it's funny because 02 is already top 50.
Yeah,
so
she's already high up. Real talk, if I hadn't picked Spike for my strong feelings, I would have picked Lelouch. They're prototypes for the Hachiman smarter than you type characters. So Lelouch ran so Hachiman could be genuine. I can kind of see that though, but I don't know. But I'm agree with more with like Angst, where I think Lelouch might be a dollar store Reinhardt. I don't know, because I'm doing my Code Geass rewatch and I still like Lelouch. And I think
I've never had a problem with Lelouch. I have
like
to rewatch
Lelouch.
the show.
I think he's a good top 1 pick, if I'm being honest. Like, he's not a huge favorite. He's not high on my favorites, but I respect him, Yeah. I think it's cool.
I like how theatrical he is. So
yeah, I like him a lot, actually.
Yeah.
But
I can see him being a dollar store Reinhardt.
Yeah, I can see this. I understand why Griffith isn't picked as people's faves, but I think it is an insult to life that Nezuko is higher than him. That is wrong. That is evil.
That's actually kind of funny.
That she's higher than him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's this. That's a good sign of evil and humanity.
No, like that's why I find it funny.
That's so funny. That was the result of the eclipse.
Yes.
Nezuko being higher than him.
He gave his life to be an all-powerful demon, and he got a fucking demon in a box being higher than him. Yeah, no, I'm cool with Lelouch being bargain bin Reinhardt. That's fine.
I think they're both interesting in that, like, both have flaws, but you could almost argue that Lelouch is like more flawed. Not saying better written per se, maybe. You could argue that because he has a different personality and type, but like he messes up a lot more than Reinhardt, so it's interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's very interesting, but I like Lelouch, and I think I like Lelouch and Reinhardt for different reasons. So I respect Lelouch being number 1.
Yeah, definitely.
If Lelouch has to stay number 1 for if he's the FMAB of the character rankings, I would be cool with that.
Why do you think Lelouch is what's your, in your words, what's your reasoning for Lelouch being so high, like number 1? What do you think is how would you capture the appeal?
He's kind of like everything we talked about in one character. Like, his series is predominantly considered a main character carried series.
Yeah.
So he's the star of the show. He has that like theatrical presentation and design that gives him that kind of rule of cool factor with like, that puts him, it's kind of like a Chuny appeal. Like, he has that really cool presentation.
Bombastic.
People respect that he's smart and strategic, which is obviously something people value when a lot of the other characters are smart, strategic characters. And I think the way his character concludes is still considered one of the best endings in anime, even if some people aren't as high on it. But, he has that full character arc that makes it really easy to say, like, you know what, that is a very enjoyable and well-written character that concluded well.
Because he had what people liked, essentially, because we're talking about how it had a little bit of everything. What they liked about Death Note, which was that like whole chess game, like the main character's always ahead. But the difference with Lelouch is that even though it ended the way it ended, it ended for him on like a triumph because he still achieved what he wanted to achieve. So then the viewer ends up leaving feeling like, he was victorious in the end. So.
And it's interesting that, like, with Death Note, the real appeal is like Light versus L. So people are kind of split between both of them, whereas Lelouch's rival,
he clearly doesn't have a match that
he's not really matched, but he does also have like his flaws that get him down. So there's enough complexity to evaluate him on. But I think it is also the combination of like that and like his ending for his series and his character arc are so iconic that they're still being brought up in Attack on Titan discourse like 15 years later. Like when they revert to things as being like, oh, they tried to Lelouch themselves or they tried to Code Geass it, and everyone knows what they mean, I
think I'm guilty of that. I think I brought that up.
But it makes sense because that's like a reference point. That was like,
it's like, oh, they kind of tried to do the same thing, but just,
Yeah. Like it's
Didn't come out
like
as well.
it was trending. Code Geass was trending when Attack on Titan ended because that's like the frame of reference that everyone has. So like
Yeah.
it is kind of like he is an iconic character.
Yeah. Yeah. Because once you reach
Yeah.
icon status, it's sort of like forget about it. You know, you're gonna be top.
And I was gonna bring this up. He also has like very human reasons behind his actions. Like Light wants to get one over on everyone. Light wants to be like that. He wants to be a god. Lelouch doesn't want to be a god. Well, maybe he does by the end a bit more, but he has very humane reasons behind his actions that people can relate to.
Yeah, like it's not like Light where it's his goal. It's more of, you know, it's more indirect. Like it's sort of a byproduct of what he needs in order to accomplish what he wants to do.
Yeah, and I agree with this. His tactics are actually really solid in the beginning, but eventually when you bring nukes and bigger robots and stopping time, it matters less and less.
Isn't really also just the inherent problem with Code Geass R1 versus R2, essentially?
Yeah. But if we look, and I think a lot of people might not be willing to overlook the writing for Code Geass, but they are willing to willing to, I'm trying to phrase it correctly, like Code Geass, the series might bother them, but his character is not the issue they have with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's it. I think we've covered all our hot takes. Unless anyone has any other surprise hot takes that they want to throw in now in the chat, now's your chance. But if not, I think Drax won. I think Drax is the winner of tonight's
with the Spike one?
Yeah. I think it's Drax.
Well, that was definitely Drax and Ruglo.
Oh, actually,
both
the chat wins. The chat wins.
Chat wins always.
Yeah, like I think because what was the actual spiciest hot take we received tonight? Was it which one? Which one was the really long one?
That was the Spike one.
What about the Rudius one? I guess that wasn't really a hot take.
Yeah, that's kind of, he's just polarizing.
Okay,
stop this. Stop. I love Edward Elric. Stop it. Stop. You're on timeout. No more. You've already won. Also go Phillies.
All right, and with that, we're gonna end it here because I want dinner, and I hope.
Me too.
And I think Sean wants dinner too. So
we all want dinner.
Yeah, if you enjoyed the episode, if you want to go get dinner, now's the perfect time. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe. Let us know if you enjoyed it by liking it, and let us know any other hot takes you want to share with us in the comments below. Or also what you'd be interested to see for the next edition of Hot Takes, so we can plan that one out. Besides that, we didn't have any hot takes for you this time, but we might have some next time. So besides all of that, see you guys later. We'll see you next week, maybe. And remember, we're just Weebs.
Just Weebs.
Oh, and now we're on a new episode.
And we're back. We're
back. No, what I meant to do was hit this.